Say her name. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor.
Say his name. George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Say his name. Stephen Clark.
Stephen Clark.
Say his name. Philando Castile.
Philando Castile.
Say his name. Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
Seen a lot of things happen to my grandfather that I had no control over. I'll never forget it, and yet today I can't blame anyone because nobody here had anything to do with it, and I can't hate because straight back is my wife, and she's a white lady, and I love her. So, I don't hate anybody out here. And for what happened in the past, I just hope that everybody here would help change it so that my grandson here won't have to go through it. Thank you.
I want to add one more. Say his name, John Crawford.
John Crawford.
So that's my cousin. My grandmother is Mira Crawford. Pretty big family, and that's my blood.
The mission is what I live and breathe. Eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. Some folks have asked me in my time here, because it is the YWCA, why is eliminating racism first before empowering women? And to that I say it's really easy, because you can't empower all women when some women are being held down.
Now, if you think that to be a racist means you intentionally want to do mean things to black people or people of color, then it makes perfect sense that you would be insulted if someone suggested you were a racist.
Some are better than others.
And a lot of white people think that that is the definition of racism. It's not. Racism is a series, a system of very powerful policies.
What is it about these three words that spark anger and rage for these individuals? Why would any individual be offended and enraged by the hearing of the words Black Lives Matter?
Each and every one of us has the opportunity to hold a stone in our hand, and we can either throw it in judgment or we can lay it on a path and walk along people and bring them along with us. So that's what we want to encourage you to do. We want to encourage you to take that moment, these moments of reflection, and hold on tight to them. Maybe you want to go home after this and you put a rock in your living room, you put it on your dining room table, you put it on your nightstand at bed so that you see it every single night and say, enough is enough.
Case in point, and I'll get out of here, is there's a famous photo of a white family standing there, and it was a lynching that had happened. It was an African man lynching, well, hanging by his neck, and there was small children. Right, the adults we can understand. Whatever happened to them brought them to, in their life have brought them to that level. But the children, when you look at the children's face, it was normalized, right? They were smiling. They were, this was just another day. People bought tickets for lynchings, right? I'm not going to give you guys an education on this. This is stuff that, some of us know and some of us can research, but it was normalized for these children. So what do you think that those kids grew up to do? Not to say that they had that in their heart, but that's what they were taught. No intervention, right? They went on their life. They raised their kids, and who are they teaching? It's their children, right? So when people say slavery didn't affect you, you weren't doing it, I know for certain that it did. I know for certain that it did. And it's the things that happen after that. It's that ripple effect that you hear us talking about all the time.
When the murder of George Floyd took place, what really spoke to me was my daughter coming to me and saying, "Good thing we pass as white." And that really hurt me because I grew up in Syria. And of course, a lot of times when people meet me, they assume I'm white until I speak. And then they start probing. Where are you from? Where are you really from? And so I know it's this division that we live with, and that sense of who belongs where, and that sense that we have a commitment.
I think what the media does do is they help dehumanize black people of color, but specifically black people. When you turn on your TV and you see negative images, and you see nothing constructive being done. You see black people as drug dealers, thugs, and gangsters killing each other. That sets a negative image in your mind. We have to learn something from taking it way back to Nazi Germany when they ran their propaganda campaigns against Jews, to where they were showing them as negative images in movies, magazines, and newspapers. And if we take that back and put it in context of what's happening to black people in America, that's what's happening to us. If you see negative image after negative image, you have places like you have media outlets like World Star Hip Hop that have based their media around the dysfunction of black people.
The black community is not willing to acquiesce to the status quo. We refuse to sit back in passive posture of non-resistance while observing the blatant dehumanization, physical and psychological mutilation of the black body, mind, and soul. I am captivated by the sentient nature of the words Black Lives Matter.
Making the clear distinction between is, we have to understand that the Black Lives Matter movement is something different than the Black Lives Matter organization. The Black Lives Matter movement is the people in the street saying our lives matter, hashtag we need justice. And then you have the organization that is funded by more of white liberals and Democrats, and their agenda is to push social integration, LGBTQ issues, and immigration issues, things that actually undermine black society and what we are trying to achieve.
Even now at this event, we're kind of segregated. So could everyone just get up and mingle with people of color who are present? People of color, could you come on over to our team? I don't blame you if you say no, because we have been bad. We have been very bad for too long.
When you're at a family function and these people are talking negatively about black people, you have to speak up. No matter if it's your family member or not, you have to speak up. I have been in rooms where people have forgot that I was there, being the only black person in the room, and you should hear some of the stuff that I have heard. Okay, so we have to start speaking up on these issues.
Our stories are truth of where we come from and how we were brought up. These names is that truth still playing out today. And what we aim to do is shine light on that truth. The blame game goes nowhere. You know, we all see what we're faced daily. You know, some more than others. And the point of Just Kings is not only to highlight it, but for black people, embrace it. For so many years we've endured in silence. No more. You know, we just read a list of names and it still wasn't enough. There was one more. There's two more, there's three more, there's countless other names to go.